Hi everyone, it's Miss Groats. Good morning. So we're on our week 2 packet for today for 6th grade. I'm going to be going over day 1 in this video. I'm going to give you a quick update about me and things that I've been doing this weekend. Feel free to add any comments on what you have been up to. Um, I've been trying to learn how to crochet, which is like making blankets, kind of like knitting. I've been taking lots of walks outside, still playing a lot of Pokemon Go. And I've recently gone back to some math that I used to learn in high school. So I'm trying to learn how to do all of this stuff again on Khan Academy for fun. And that's what I do for fun. Okay, so day 1 of week 2. Let's go through this. And if you don't have your packet, that's totally fine because you are able to pause the video at any point and you'll be able to read this. I'll be reading through everything so that you can follow along. All you need is a blank piece of paper. It doesn't need to be the exact packet to be able to complete this. So we're looking at odd organisms today and how they get the molecules that they need. So we went over how organisms get different molecules from food using the simulator. I remember that organisms needed amino acids, they needed glucose, and they needed oxygen. Those are 3 molecules that I remember being very important. So we're going to see how this grasshopper is going to get them. So for let's look at the questions that we have to answer at the end before we start reading. So, odd organisms, grasshopper. How are grasshoppers similar to humans? All right, that's really strange to think about, right? So I wonder what needs we have that could be the same, similar, or slightly different than others. Okay, and number 2. How is the grasshopper respiratory system different than the human respiratory system? Well, I know that the respiratory system for humans is how we breathe. I know that air comes in through my mouth, it goes through, and nose, and it goes through my throat, and then it goes into my lungs. Then it goes back out the way that it came in. Okay. I wonder how the grasshopper's respiratory system could be different. Number 3, how is the grasshopper digestive system different than the human digestive system? Okay, so I know that food goes into my mouth and it goes through my throat, then it goes into the stomach, then it goes into the small and large intestine where it's drained of the nutrients in it so that the body is able to get all of that good healthy stuff, and then it's also drained of water, and then I know that it's expelled or pushed out of a certain place. All right, number 4. How is the grasshopper's circulatory system different than the circulatory system of humans? So I know for the human circulatory system that it involves my blood, the veins that carry the blood, the arteries that carry the blood. If I look at my arm when it's stretched out, if I can see some of the veins and the arteries that are going through it on my wrist to my hand, that's healthy blood flow in my body. And then my heart, that's a big part of my circulatory system, how blood gets through the body. The heart is constantly pumping it. Okay, so let's go up to our reading. So for our reading, odd organisms and how they get the molecules they need. Some organisms can seem very odd if you look closely at how their body systems work. All organisms need to take in molecules from their environment. However, different organisms may have very different ways of taking those molecules in and getting them where they need to go. For example, in order to take in enough oxygen to supply its huge body during long dives, a blue whale's lungs are almost 5,000 times larger than yours. Grasshoppers don't have lungs at all. They take in oxygen from the air through tiny holes along the sides of their bodies. Trout and other fish use gills instead of lungs lungs, and they take in oxygen directly from the water they live in. Sea sponges and water bears have even stranger body systems. To learn more about grasshoppers and their amazing body systems, keep reading. Okay, I have a picture here and facts about a grasshopper. Grasshoppers can jump very high in comparison to their small size. Well, let's look at the grasshopper's body. They jump very high. They have these little sticky legs. They look like they're pretty small, so maybe that helps with them jump high with their size. And then they have these giant legs on the back here. I wonder how those affect the way that the grasshopper jumps. All right, so the grasshopper. Imagine being able to jump 180 feet into the air over and over again. If you were a human-sized grasshopper, you could. But you'd also need to eat twice your body weight in food every day. Like you, grasshoppers get glucose and oxygen from food and air and use those molecules to perform cellular respiration, which releases energy in their cells. So I know that I need energy to be able to move. It's this reaction that gives grasshoppers the energy they need to jump so high so often. Okay, so here, this is a great place to pause the video and take some evidence. So grasshopper respiration, how they breathe. Grasshoppers don't have lungs. Instead, they take in air through tiny holes on the sides of their bodies. Well, it looks like these are the tiny holes, and the air just goes inside, and then it makes its way through the body. So the oxygen's coming in at this part, and then it's making its way through. It's going to the air sacs. There are network tubes to be able to make the oxygen travel, and there's an exoskeleton. You know, it's crazy, an exoskeleton. Our skeletons, our bones, are on the inside of our bodies as humans. For insects, they have exoskeletons, which is the equivalent of if your bones were on the outside of your body, and all of the sensitive parts, like the organs, was inside. So it's very different than humans. Okay, getting oxygen without lungs. Grasshoppers need to take in oxygen molecules and get them to their cells just as humans do. However, the system that moves oxygen around in the grasshopper's body is different from the one that does the same in humans. Grasshoppers don't have lungs, and they don't carry oxygen in their blood. Oxygen enters the body through tiny holes in the grasshopper's abdomen. Your abdomen is kind of like a part of your stomach, around that area. Or for humans, our abdomen is close to our stomach, and travels to the cells in the body through a complex network of tubes. Well, this was the network of tubes that I saw. It does look kind of complicated. And so it goes in through the holes, and then it goes through the network of tubes to get to the air sac. Okay, all right. And then we're going on to our next part, converting food into glucose. What do grasshoppers eat? Grass, of course. Grass is mostly made of a substance called cellulose. Humans eat cellulose too. We call it fiber. So if we say a diet is high in fiber, it's high in cellulose. Why is that good for us? We're going to find out. However, humans can't digest cellulose. It passes through our digestive system without breaking down. So fiber for humans is really healthy to push food through your digestive system. Because it does not break down, it says without breaking down, that's really good at pushing out other food. Now grasshoppers, we're going to see a difference here between humans and grasshoppers in their digestive system, on the other hand, have enzymes that can break down cellulose into glucose. Although grasshoppers and humans have different organs in their digestive systems, those organs share the function of converting food into glucose and then sending the glucose into the circulatory system where it's carried to cells all over the body. Okay. Bringing matter to cells. Well, I know matter is made up of atoms, right? So I'm looking at the atoms and molecules that are going to cells. Like you, a grasshopper has a circulatory system for carrying molecules to its cells. However, a grasshopper circulatory system is very different from a human circulatory system. Your circulatory system is filled with blood. Instead of blood, grasshoppers have a different fluid called hemolymph. So grasshoppers do not have blood. Grasshoppers have hemolymph. Now, I don't know if this is true. I completely am wondering on this. One time when I was a kid, I saw a grasshopper run over in the middle of the road. And it didn't have blood, it wasn't red, but it had a bunch of orange stuff that was oozing out of it. It looked like it might have had eggs, so it might have been a pregnant grasshopper. But I'm curious if that orange stuff that I saw that was really slimy looking might have been hemolymph, or it had something to do with the fact that the grasshopper looks like it was pregnant. Anyway, just wondering. Okay, human body is always contained with blood vessels and pumped through the body by the heart. Instead of a heart and many blood vessels, grasshoppers have a single tube that runs down the top of the body with several hearts inside it. The blood-like hemolymph system fills up with space surrounding a grasshopper's organs, bringing glucose to the cells. The main function of a grasshopper circulatory system is to carry glucose and other nutrients. It doesn't have to carry oxygen the way a human circulatory system does. Because oxygen enters through holes in the grasshopper's body and goes directly to the cells. Grasshoppers obtain oxygen and glucose differently than humans do. But the resulting chemical reaction is the same. Cellular respiration occurs, releasing energy. So oxygen and glucose get into the grasshopper and human's body very differently. But the same thing that they have in common is that cellular respiration to make energy occurs. So the chemical reaction of cellular respiration is the same inside these two living things. All right, grasshopper circulation. Cool, this is a circulatory system. So a grasshopper has multiple hearts. Wow. So in this picture, it looks like the grasshopper has 4 hearts. There's something called the hemolymph that was mentioned, that what grasshoppers have instead of blood, and the organ chamber, so where the other parts of the grasshopper's body are. All right, and then we finished that reading. So I'm going to go through this. I'm just going to be scrolling for the rest of the video, so if you don't have a packet, you can just pause to get the information you need. These are the questions, so pause here if you need these. Here's 3 and 4. Pause here if you need to write down these. And go ahead and pause here if you need to read. Pause here for the reading. Pause here for the diagram. Pause here for the reading. And here. And pause here for the diagram. All right, thank you for watching, and I hope you all are doing well. Please feel free to reach out with email or commenting on Google Classroom. I look forward to hearing from you all, and I miss y'all. Bye!